and then put some notes down. And then I want to talk to you, say it's going to be in 3 days, you're going to meet with her.
Yeah.
I
Can we
want
talk on the phone between now and then, possibly?
We'll talk
Okay.
2 days from now before the meeting. And I'll ask questions and whatever, even if we have to do a little role play.
Okay, because it seems to me that could be like a important symbolic meeting, because she's going to go out and talk to a lot of people after this meeting.
Right. She will.
And if it doesn't go well, that would be a really bad start. So that's why I should have brought it up earlier, but being able to call you before the meeting and talk through my plan, because I was going to give her my entry plan, for example. No one else has seen it yet, but I was thinking of giving it to her to show her that I'm thinking of a whole different way of operating, but maybe that's a bad idea.
Well, you want to think about that. When you draft some thoughts of what you want to say at this meeting,
Yeah.
what you want to get across. When we talk in 2 days, I want you to think about whether you need to actually bring in a document. You're just starting, or
Yeah.
whether you want to talk in more generally about some of your ideas. There's no right or wrong answer. It just
Yeah.
depends what feels most comfortable. But the less you have written down initially, the more you can have a chance to kind of explore, share
Yeah.
some
I was
thoughts.
trying to get beyond the history fast, because she can get me mad quickly over the years, and she knows that, and I think that'll be part of her agenda, is to establish her power right away, because now that I'm superintendent, she knows that she could potentially have a lot more influence over me than she. So I'm worried about the whole losing my temper and having a bad meeting and having it all go down the drain fast.
Well, part of your notes then, an outline,
Yeah.
will be how you're going to deal with that. I want you to do some thinking. What is it that you're going to have to say when if she starts becoming combative? How do you want to respond to that?
Yeah,
And you have a couple of choices.
Yeah.
You can get right combative back,
That's
get
my usual
aggressive.
method, yeah.
You can try to say, no, this is what I want to see changed. You can also almost ignore it and move on to another item.
Yeah.
Diffuse it by
that's what I'm trying to
ignoring.
figure out. That's why I want to have
But
someone
I
else.
want you to think about
Okay.
that. So in a way, what you're doing is not only thinking about what your strategies are, the things you want to get across,
Yeah.
but how you're going to go about that.
Yeah.
And those are the things that are really great source material for coaching.
So it helps, and I'll be happy to call you. It just so far, from these 6 weeks, it seems like between now and 3 days goes by in a heartbeat.
It does.
So,
So I would say tomorrow you do your notes, the next day we talk, third day you talk to her.
that would be helpful. That'd be,
So what you've covered, you've got a couple of things out on the table. Certainly the one about you as a leader and moving the district and being the kind of leader you want to be. You also mentioned issues about time management, feeling like there's just so much going on, you have a lot of input. We could eventually talk
that
about
one,
some
that
of
one
that.
to me seems like one for later, only because I expected 24/7 work for a while. So I wasn't complaining. I just was pointing out to you that right now I'm working a lot, but I don't know if it's time management as much as it might just be the nature of the job.
Right.
Maybe in a few months I'll have I'll have a better sense to ask you whether I'm using my time well or not. But right now it doesn't seem to be. I wasn't complaining. I just wanted to tell you I'm working 24/7.
Yeah, that's good. The other thing is, which also could be put off, and I keep notes and just
Sure.
some of the things there, was the evaluation model
Oh, yeah.
that the board wants you to come
Yeah,
back.
I gotta get to that by January. Yep.
So we have also, though, the most immediate thing is dealing with the union president and the adversarial role you have. So we've got that to deal with in the next 3 days. And then what you're going to do is you're going to send me your entry plan.
Yes. Do that
That
tonight.
is something which is going to be really, really important,
Yeah.
because it is going to be, going to kind of describe how you're going to be a leader, and what you're going to be able to do, your actions, as opposed to your.
You'll give me your honest feedback on that?
I'll
'Cause
give you your honest
nobody
feedback.
else has seen it, and I want you not to be gentle. I want you to give me the,
No, I will.
as you read it, how it could be better, or where I might have missed some things, because I feel a little bit on thin ice writing it, because I've never done it before.
Well, this is, I've already got that sense, but one of the things I like to establish in the beginning of developing a relationship is how you want to be coached. And what you said now is you'd want to hear the, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't know if I really mean it. We'll have to wait and see. I'm pretty
The
thin-skinned, so.
the trial run will be the entry plan. It's pretty safe, only
Oh,
moderate
yeah,
risk,
on that, yeah.
because nothing happens. But I think that if you have a solid entry plan going in that covers some of these issues that you mentioned, the larger one,
Yep. Yeah.
then I think we're going to.
When might you come back? Because we're going to talk in a couple
Well-
of days, but how are we going to organize our time
Well,
going forward?
What the lead CT program is through CAPS is once a month we have a meeting.
Once a month?
And I have to say, it's most people are able to put 2.5 hours, 3 hours
Okay.
aside. Now, you may not be able to, you have, but if you can just look ahead,
With
you can
advanced
put a
planning, I
date
probably
down, and we'll just solidify that. And I've got my
Can it
card,
be early in the morning or late in the afternoon? Is it-
whatever
can you-
works for you.
You can make that work?
Yeah, whatever works for
I'm
you,
thinking for me, it might work either end of the day, you know, early or really late, one or the other.
whatever
Not
works.
late, but late afternoon or something. Okay.
I've met with people 7 in the morning, because I
Okay.
find the first 2.5 hours
Okay.
is, by 9:30, I have the first meeting at 10, we get a lot done.
Do we have to meet on site, or can we meet at a coffee shop? What
We
would be
can be
best for
wherever
you?
you'd like. Off-site, another town.
Is one better? Should I?
Nothing's
Just
better.
wondering at the beginning, when people are all kind of watching my behaviors, it wouldn't be okay with you if we met like at a place in town, a coffee shop or somewhere, just to be sure this is something that people aren't all talking about,
This is my email and my phone number.
Great, that'd be helpful to
And
have.
those are the best things. You can get me at any time.
Okay.
I generally pay attention to it.
Yeah, okay, sure.
And get back to you.
Yep.
But the cell phone, you definitely call that.
Okay.
And I'll need from you some information, which is your relevant
This is how to
information.
reach me,
Yep.
that's my cell phone and my office phone and my email, so. you're pretty
Is
diligent.
is it better for me to go through the office if I
No,
can't get you there?
no, the best thing to do would be right to my cell phone directly.
You got it.
It's easier to cut through the.
I also, it would be very informative for me if I could get some just basic information about the district.
Okay, sure, I can send
I'm
you
sure you
that.
have an organizational chart for the,
School, we have the district development plan, we have a number of documents on the website. It might be helpful to me in terms of time, if you go to our website
absolutely.
and see I think most things you want are gonna be on there.
Most things are there.
But if they're not there, you just email me and I'll make sure
Board
they're,
goals or strategic planning
they're all on
goals,
there, that's all on there, the budget's on there,
student performance data,
all kinds of data's on there in summary form.
and then, yes, actually, and then if there's anything I need that's not
That'd be
there,
great, I'd be
I'll
happy
let
to
you
provide
know.
it. And my secretary is I've known her for a long time, I've already met her on the way in today. After you're gone, I'll tell her that you're gonna be an important part of my, support team, and she's a good resource in terms of, because I like to be able to, I can't tell if my schedule's gonna be controllable yet, so I'm hoping if I find out that something we set up can't work, that either she or I could get to you and say, Bill,
Absolutely.
because I'm just worried that, I'm not sure.
No,
about the time.
either of us can change thing at any point.
That's good to know.
This is not one of those, it's not life or death. You may end up with some major crisis.
Sure.
You're going to deal with it. That you may want to talk about, but
Yeah.
you may not be able to meet.
Okay.
Now, what the format is set up is once a month we meet. We have a weekly phone call.
Okay,
And that can be, we can set a set time, but your schedule may not allow it. We can try to set time, and if we have to cancel, we just reschedule during
Okay.
the week. And then emails such as, you sending me your entry plan,
Yeah.
and I mail you back. If it's a Word document, I can do the little things on the
okay,
side.
I'll set a separate file for us then, so everything that we communicate with will be in one file, we can, that'd be great, no problem with that.
And so I think we probably covered most things. We'll go into much more depth the next time
Okay.
about some of the issues, and I'll write up a summary of what I understand to be some of the key issues you
Okay,
mentioned.
that'd be helpful.
And I'll
And the
just
main
do,
focus will be the entry plans, that's gonna be the main
well,
focus, I'm hoping.
I think at this
Unless
point,
something else, comes up to make me,
the main thing is the immediate issue about the
that's our phone
the
thing.
union person. The entry plan should be a thing that we'll work on between now and the next meeting.
Okay,
And then, in our weekly phone calls, if you've got the entry plan where you're feeling comfortable, and that you have already thought about how you want to get that out,
Yeah.
what's the best way to communicate it, and you're already proceeding, then our meeting would be talking about how's it going.
okay,
And then there may be new issues. Weekly phone call gives you a chance to raise other issues. We keep the dialogue ongoing, and it just kind of goes
fantastic,
circular.
that seems like it makes sense. Great,
Well, it's
thanks for
great
coming
meeting
in today,
you.
it's great to meet you. Look forward to talking to you on 2 days from now about the
Absolutely.
union issue.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks.